Hi guys, welcome to the short video about the question what's the driest place in Florida. And I'm not talking about wintertime, because wintertime is a little bit different because of the cold front, so we have rain almost everywhere. There's only little rain usually during fall, winter and spring, but every now and then there's a cold front which brings rain to all the locations or almost all the locations, so it's not very different. But it is very different in summer, or it can be very different in summer. And usually we are talking about that's actually basically the monsoon season, or at least in Asia they would call it monsoon season. So it's the rainy season which starts basically in June and lasts till maybe September or so, where most of the regions in Florida have rain showers and thunderstorms every day. There's just one exception, one region which doesn't have this daily rain, and I'm going to show you where this is. We can see this especially in the rain history from the last 30 days. This is very typical, so we can see a lot of rain in the south, a little bit less in the north. We also have a lot here in the panhandle, but there's one region which doesn't have almost anything. So let's zoom in here a little bit, and we can see that's this area here. That's the western part of Pinellas County around Seminole, Largo, and you can see it is in the green, which basically means almost no precipitation. When we go just a little bit to the east, sometimes we can see 10 inches, about 250 millimeters, and here almost nothing. This is crazy. Almost here Pinellas Park has already a lot. Almost everywhere around there's a lot of rain showers, thunderstorms, but not in this area. So the question is, of course, then why? And unfortunately I can't tell you that. I'm not a professional meteorologist or so. I don't have any scientific education, but I'm living here in this area since quite some time, and I've always been thinking about why this could be. The first thing is that we have an area also outside in the ocean which doesn't get a lot of rain, and that's in a lot of times this area. I don't know why this is outside. Probably has to do with some special ocean currents. I don't know what it is. When you look at the ocean temperature, you don't see this that it's colder here or something like that. You really can't see that. We have also very warm temperatures here. At the moment it's around 32-33 degrees Celsius, so it's very warm, and there's a lot of potential for rain, but for some reason it doesn't happen a lot in this area. And so somehow this green area here extends also a little bit to this land part, which is the western part of Pinellas County, and so it affects also some minor part of the land. And the other thing is, when we go a little bit closer here, we can also see something really special, that the whole area, the whole peninsula here is surrounded by water. Almost everything. We have a lot of warm water here around, and when we have a lot of warm water, this means a lot of lift. So usually there's a lot of rain showers and thunderstorms, especially here inside, where we have probably even more warm water, because it's very shallow, so it heats up, and it's probably the hottest water which you can find in the area. There's a lot of lift here, but sometimes even outside. And when you have lift, on the other hand, there must be some downforce or like a downwind in some other place, and that's probably somewhere here inside. So why doesn't it affect the whole area here? I've really no clue. It really just affects usually this area here. Sometimes it's a little bit different, sometimes it's a little bit more here, sometimes it's a little bit more here, sometimes it affects the whole area, but usually it's here. I've seen it also sometimes a little bit up to the north here, so this time it's not the same. So this time it really affects only this area, but this is not just this year. I can tell you this is year over year over year over year. You can see that sometimes you get first real thunderstorms in July or so, when a lot of areas in Florida are already into the rain season for 2 months or so. This is a little bit special, and maybe it could help you to find something like a region where you want to live. I mean, it has some advantages, of course. You have a lot of sunshine, but also a lot of heat. The problem is a little bit with the lawns, which usually get very dry here, and sometimes you get limitations of the irrigation. I mean, my lawn has never died, but it can be a little bit of a challenge to keep your lawn green in this area. On the other hand, you have a lot of sunshine. You usually don't have to deal with umbrellas or so, while the rest of Florida has to keep the umbrellas on hand during the summertime, no matter when or where you go. And in this area, usually umbrellas are absolutely no topic, or at least in very few times. So can be an advantage, can be disadvantage. By the way, what I almost forgot to mention, I mean, I think most people know that anyway, that Florida is very flat. We don't have any mountains. Usually such differences we see just when we have large mountains, and then the clouds are like stuck on one side, and on the other side it's very dry, or so. We can see that a lot, but it's absolutely not here. The highest elevation is maybe, I don't know, 50 feet or so, if that, and definitely not more in this area, and it won't affect the weather at all for sure. So it's just because of the temperature and evaporation of the ocean. So that's it for now. I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, or maybe you have made your own observations, maybe this area, maybe in other areas of Florida, maybe in other areas of the US, or other parts of the world where you have similar situations, or you have seen similar effects or so, then just let us know down in the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.